ladies and gentlemen, I know I don't usually record going over homework, but I think if you get this information, it'll really help you on your review, which will help you on your quiz. So let's start. We're looking for if and then first. This is my example. If I dump water on the floor, then the floor will get wet. Everybody's is going to be different, right? Because you have to do this on your own. But I've got the if, I've got the then. So now I'm changing it to the inverse. If I don't dump water on the floor, then the floor is not wet. Okay? Converse of that first statement, if the floor gets wet, then I dumped water on the floor. Contrapositive is flipping it and making it negative. If the floor doesn't get wet, then I did not dump water on the floor. Is anybody confused about this? You feel better now at least?
Nope.
Questions then? You don't even have your paper out in front of you. Okay. Let's do the back. Okay, here's my conditional statement. If you are born on December 25th, then you're a Christmas baby. Converse, if you are a Christmas baby, then you were born on December 25th. So my biconditional statement, do we agree that both the conditional and converse are true? Okay, so my biconditional, you were born on December 25th, if and only if you're a Christmas baby. But then you had to do another one, but my handwriting's too big. So if your name is Max Glenn Mason, then your initials are MGM. One of my students made this one up. Okay, here's my converse. If your initials are MGM, then your name is Max Glenn Mason. That is not true. Okay, just because your initials are MGM does not mean that's your name, right? So by counterexample, you could be Mary Glenda Murphy. That's MGM. Does that make sense? Counterexample is an example proving it not correct. Yes?
Is your name really Mary?
No, my name is Brianna Lynn Power. Okay. It's just the M last name I could think of. Okay. If you are not a man, then you are not a Homo sapien, is the inverse. That's false. You could be a woman. You'd still be a Homo sapien. Okay. All right, next one. If you are not a Homo sapien, then you are not a man. That's a true statement. True statement. If a point is the midpoint, then it is the end point of the segment. We had to deconstruct this. This is my hypothesis. This is my conclusion. So I just made that into an if-then statement. Then I switch them. If a point is between the endpoints, then it is a midpoint. This is false. Here's endpoint A and B. Here's C. Is C the midpoint of that line? C's right in the middle? No. If two segments are congruent, then they have the same measure. If they have the same measure, then the segments are congruent. This is true, and we've got a biconditional right up there. Okay. If it is a right angle, then it has a measure of 90 degrees. This is true. Both of them are true. So it is a measure of 90 degrees if and only if it is a right angle. And we did this exact example earlier. If you are a teenager, then you are 16. Counterexample, you could be a 14-year-old. Okay? All right. I just want to go over these terms one more time to make sure we got them. Okay, ready? I'm using A as the hypothesis, B as the conclusion. We did this yesterday. We put these in our notebooks. Conditional statement, if A, then B. A, arrow B. Conditional statement is if A, then B. Converse. If B, then A. If B, then A. B, arrow A. That's the converse. I flipped it. I think I spelled flipped wrong. Inverse. If not A, then not B. We do tilde A, arrow, tilde B, showing that they're not. Okay, if not A, then not B. And finally, contrapositive. Again, I think I spelled flip wrong. We flip it and make it negative. If not B, then not A. Tilde B, arrow, tilde A. Not B, then not A. Biconditional, conditional must be true. Converse must be true. A, if and only if B. If the conditional and the converse are both true, A, if and only if B. Okay, any questions about the homework or what all those words mean or anything? All right, you have the rest of the hour to finish up your if-then sort. If you finish it before the end of the hour, that's great. You can turn it in, and you can pick up your review. You must get your review before you leave today. It is your homework.